Okay, we are now live and on the record for Tuesday afternoon's criminal docket, May 3rd, 2022. And let me see, Mr. Mora, what do you have, sir?
I've got Raymond Richard Ponce.
Okay, Deputy, if you can bring up Raymond Richard Ponce, please. Okay, is Mr. Ponce, are you English speaking or Spanish speaking?
Oh,
Okay, do you understand English?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Mora, what are we doing today?
Judge, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe they're revocations, Judge. However, I believe he was rearrested. He was out on bond, rearrested, and there may be some pending felonies. I know there's an evading arrest with a vehicle. And when I got appointed, it was a state jail possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1A less than 20 AU, which is the units, I guess. I think the cartridges.
Okay, so I believe.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Hold on, Mr. Ponce, hold on. You can't speak unless your attorney says you can, but hold on. Mr. Lozano, can you please let me know? Okay, so then there's 4 revocations, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and so today he also is set for 2 arraignments on those. So aside from these, he also has 1 felony at intake and 1 misdemeanor?
He has 2 felonies, Your Honor. He has the evading arrest of detention with a vehicle, and he has the possession of controlled substance state jail felony.
So then the misdemeanor, is that still at intake or was that upgraded?
Your Honor, there's no misdemeanor. I think the evading arrest of detention was rejected, and they decided to proceed with the felony, Your Honor.
I
Okay.
believe that's correct.
Okay, so he has 2 felonies at intake.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Mora, I don't know, your client wanted to address the court. I have no idea if you'll allow him to.
That's fine, Judge. I don't think he's.
I'll just miss something. Did I just heard something about cartridges or something? I don't know.
No, sir, he was just explaining what you possibly could have been found with. He didn't say you were found with it, so. Okay, and don't speak about the facts of the case or alleged facts of the case, okay? So what I'm gonna do right now, what are we doing on the revocations? Are you even taking them up at this time, or did you wanna see what was gonna happen altogether?
I don't know if the state is going to amend their, I know that there's 1 allegation with regards to the felony, Judge, but I don't have the felonies before me. I don't even have any lab results. So I'd ask that we hold off on these to at least get that information.
Okay, Mr. Lozano?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. There hasn't been an offer made on the revocations.
Right.
We're seeing what the felonies are going to do.
Okay, well then let me go ahead and just arraign him at this time on those other 2. So Mr. Ponce, can I please have you, I think your right hand is on a sling, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, is your true correct name Raymond, R-A-Y-M-O-N-D, Richard Ponce?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're being charged with resisting arrest, search, or transport, a Class A misdemeanor, and a duty on striking fixture or highway landscape of greater or equal to $200. That's a Class B misdemeanor. I'm sorry, less than equal to $200. That's a Class B misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. The Class B misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment that you can receive, sir, for the offenses of which you are charged?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Mora, do you find that your client is competent and able to assist you in their own defense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, since he is competent and you are able to assist your attorney in your own defense, I'm finding you competent, sir. So I'm entering a plea of not guilty on each of those new offenses that you were arraigned on today. Okay, so Mr. Lozano, can you confirm to me, does he have bonds on those revocations?
No, Your Honor, he does not have a bond on the resisting arrest, the possession of marijuana, another possession of marijuana, and the possession of controlled substance.
Okay, Mr. Mora, what kind of bond are you asking for?
Judge, very low and very reasonable. My client is indigent. This is a court where I've been appointed to assist him. And
Mr. Ponce, do you have a job when you get out?
Actually, yes, ma'am, I do. I had just barely started working. I was servicing farm equipment.
Okay, do you have a place to live?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. He already has a bond that's considerable on the felony that's on intake, so I'm going to give him a $2,000 PR bond on each of those.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else? When do you want to come back?
30 days, just so it doesn't fall off the docket, Judge.
Okay, that's fine. Then what we can do, let me see, 30 days.
Judge, can I make that?
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Otto.
If I may, if he is released, Judge, if he can just make sure he reports to his probation officer, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Ponce, do you have a phone number that you can remember off the top of your head?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
956-570-6967.
If you are able to make bond, Mr. Ponce, at any time, the first thing you need to do is contact the probation department, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set him for June the 7th at 1:30, Mr. Mora.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, anything else?
No, ma'am, I'll be excused.
Yes, Mr. Ponce, you are excused.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Ms. Guerra, what do you have, ma'am?
Your Honor, I was scheduled today to do a case on Carlos Torres, a plea. However, I've been operating under a deadline, which is due tomorrow, and not been able to sign him up. But if you want to give us a short time frame, maybe early next week, if possible, I can get him signed up by then.
Okay, and Carlos Torres, he is currently incarcerated, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and he also has an ICE hold, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So when do you want him to be set up for next week?
If you can, I could possibly even do it Thursday. I don't know if the court is gonna do any pleas on Thursday, but either Thursday or next week.
Okay, May 10th at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, Ms. Castañeda, please let Mr. Torres know that we'll take him up on May 10th at 1:30.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Torres, su próxima corte es el día 10 de mayo a la 1:30 de la tarde.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, Mr. Osuna, what do you have, sir?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. We have number 6 on the court's docket. It's State of Texas versus Waylon Nichols. It's CR 20-01047. Mr. Nichols is detained, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead. What is the announcement?
Your Honor, Mr. Nichols has a felony set for June 22nd. We're humbly asking for a setting after that date, please.
Okay. June 28th at 1:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is that all on Mr. Nichols?
Yes, Your Honor. And we have one other case.
Okay, Mr. Nichols, we'll see you on June 28th at 1:30, sir. Okay, your next case?
Yes, Your Honor. That one's number 16, State of Texas versus Alexandria Slusher. That's CR 22-03574I. Ms. Slusher is detained. We've staffed this matter with the state, Your Honor. The state is not opposed to a PR bond. We did submit an either agreed or unopposed motion for PR bond, Your Honor.
Okay, that's CR 22-03-574-I, Alexandria, Alexandria, Slusher, Slusher. Ms. Slusher, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so, Mr. Lozano, any additional announcement?
No, Your Honor, that's correct. We're both in agreement to a PR bond, $1,000 PR bond.
Okay, the court will, honor that agreement and it'll be, her bond will be reduced to a $1,000 PR bond. Ms. Slusher, do you have somewhere to live when you get out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have a phone number that you can remember off the top of your head?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
956-414-3069.
Okay, Ms. Slusher, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you may lower your hand. Ma'am, is your true and correct name Alexandra Louise Slusher?
Yes, ma'am.
You're being charged with criminal trespass, a Class B misdemeanor. The Class B misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to $2,000 fine and up to 6 months upon conviction, and that's into Hidalgo County Jail, ma'am. So do you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offense of which you are charged?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Osuna, do you find her to be mentally competent and able to assist you in her own defense?
Yes, Your Honor, Ms. Slusher is competent and able to assist.
Okay, then I'll find that she's competent, able to assist her attorney in her own defense and enters a plea of not guilty on her behalf. Where is she being accused of trespassing?
The Echo Hotel, Your Honor.
Okay. She's been in there a long time for that.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't know if the state would consider dismissing based on jail therapy, but it's been 18 days. But if not, we can address that if and when.
Mr., does she have a previous record? Has she been arrested before?
It
No,
does
Your
not
Honor,
appear such.
Hold on, Mr. Lozano, go ahead.
No, Your Honor, she's PTD eligible, and at this time, the state wants to move forward with the PR bond.
Okay, I'm gonna encourage you all to talk because that is a lot of days, I'm gonna tell you. Especially for something like that. Was there any violence involved?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so she was simply allegedly trespassing on the property and they wanted her off the property, or did she stay longer in a hotel room?
Your Honor, she allegedly appeared intoxicated and they asked her to leave and she wouldn't leave.
Okay,
She was causing problems.
but she did not get arrested for any kind of violent offense.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm gonna encourage you all to talk about this. I'm gonna set it for a quick status. I wanna know if you can please staff it with Ms. Lozano. And I want you all to return on this on June the 7th at 1:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
If it happens to be dismissed administratively before then, just let us know.
Yes, Your
Yes,
Honor.
Okay, Ms. Slusher, good luck to you. We'll see you on June the 7th at 1:30. If you do, you should be released, so I do expect that you will contact your attorney tomorrow as soon as you get out, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. That's all we have.
Thank you, ma'am, for your service. Okay, she's never been arrested before. She hasn't caused any problems. It wasn't a violent offense. I think 12 or 18 days that she's been in jail is a lot. And I'm sure it was a very big eye opener for her, but I'll allow y'all to discuss it. Okay, anything else, Mr. Osuna?
No, Your Honor, maybe excuse, please.
Yes, you have a good day.
You too.
All right, Mr. Sully, what do you have, sir?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have number 13, Francisco Ramon. He's set for arraignment. However, he also has a felony pending indictment and intake.
Okay, CR 22-03-545-I. And Mr. Sully, are you also? Oh, Ms. Garza is on the other case.
Judge, if I may,
Go ahead.
in the previous hearing, Judge, this was the case that Ms. Garza had appeared for. I don't believe that Mr. Sully had appeared because the new case had not been set. However, I'm not sure if Ms. Garza had been in contact with Mr. Sully about taking over the case since she had been appointed to that 60-day PTD. I'm not sure if you recall, Judge.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Sully, have you spoken to Ms. Garza?
No, Your Honor, I wasn't aware of that, Your Honor. I'd forgotten. Which case is it that she
Okay,
was
so
on?
Ms. Garza is appointed to the possession of marijuana of less than 2 ounces.
Oh, yes, I see it here, Your Honor. I think
Okay.
it's 964. Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I hadn't noticed that.
No, that's fine. Is there any objection to allow her to take care of both of them?
No, Your Honor, that's fine. She can take care of this one too if she wants to.
Okay, I'm just saying so that she can have all of them together.
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine.
Okay, did you have anything else?
No, Your Honor, that's all I had. Just to clarify, Your Honor, will she be taking over the felony as well, or?
Are you appointed to the felony?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, we had a writ for him a couple of days ago on the felony. He hasn't been indicted though.
Okay, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and see, because if you're on the felony and on this, Ms. Garza may just say for you be the one to handle the other one. So just let us get in contact with her, Ms. Sully, but if you don't mind, let me go ahead and arraign him because he needs to be arraigned on this. And then we'll let you know if that way you have all 3 cases.
All right, Your Honor.
Okay,
I mean, either
well,
way, I just.
Okay, we'll go ahead and let me go ahead and arraign him. Is Mr. Ramon English speaking or Spanish speaking?
He's English speaking, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Ramon, will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Mr. Ramon, is your true and correct name Francisco Ramon?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And you're being charged with criminal mischief of greater than $100 but less than $750. It's a Class B misdemeanor. This is punishable by 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail or a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive, sir, for the offense of which you are charged?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. And sir, has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Sully, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, then I will find him competent and enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf. Okay, Mr. Sully, let me go ahead and I'm gonna set him for status. I know you might need more time because of the felony pending, but I just want to make sure that we're on the same page with everything, and I'll just set him for status on June the 7th at 1:30.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Judge, Ms.
Oh,
Garza,
wait, Ms. Garza's coming on. Let me ask her. Good afternoon, Ms. Garza.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I do apologize, but I'm in another in-person hearing here at the courthouse.
That's okay. We were just gonna check with you. Mr. Sully on Francisco Ramon has been appointed to the felony and to one of the misdemeanors. And you're on the possession of marijuana of less than 2 ounces, a 60-day PTD status. Do you have an objection of him taking care of everything together, or do you want to stay on that one case?
Judge, on the case that I do have, that is the one that he got removed at the last hearing.
Right.
And so it was just pending disposition. I believe that Mr. Ramon will be posting bond on his new charges. So I wanted to see if the judge would allow me to go ahead and take care of this one. I wasn't sure if the state was willing to do a time serve since he's been there already for about, I believe, 2 weeks.
Okay, Mr. Lozano?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll go ahead and send a jail recommendation on the possession of marijuana to close out the case.
Okay, perfect. And go ahead.
Judge, at the time that he signed up for the PTD-POM, we also signed the documents we should have those already signed for his sentence, Judge.
Your Honor, that's correct. However, we don't have the judgment. We would need a thumbprint from the defendant.
Okay, so it's lacking just the judgment. I mean, the thumbprint.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, I don't know, I'll give you an opportunity to get that, Ms. Garza. So since it'll be closed out, just finish the case off.
Okay, is there any way, Judge, can we bring him in? What would be the soonest, I guess, and I go ahead and.
We can have him brought in on Thursday.
Okay, what time on Thursday?
We have a docket at 1:30, correct, Ms. Rivera?
Yes, Judge, in person.
Yes, we can bring him in person at 1:30 on Thursday.
Okay, Judge, that's fine.
And it'll only be on this case, Mr. Sully.
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine. Ms. Garza's more familiar with that case anyway. Seems like she has it worked out.
Okay. All right, and so then on the other one, do you want to come in on the 7th, or you want me to push him out further because of the felony?
I would suggest further, Your Honor, since he hasn't been indicted, and hopefully he'll be able to bond out between now and then.
Okay, then we'll do August the 23rd at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, anything else?
Not for me, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Garza, anything else?
No, Your Honor, that's all I had.
Thank you. Okay, nothing further, Mr. Ramon. All right. Okay, Mr. Oxford, what do you have?
3, 4, and 5, Judge, State of Texas versus Juan Jose Garcia.
Okay, Deputy Juan Jose Garcia. Is he English speaking or Spanish speaking?
He's English speaking, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, he's on a doctor's appointment as we speak.
Oh, he's at a doctor's appointment, Mr. Oxford.
Judge, I don't know if the state would be in agreement to he hasn't been able to make the $5,000 cash surety bond on CR 22-03824I. I was wondering if the state would be averse or have an opinion on a PR bond on that. He does have bonds on 2 other cases, which is number 3 and number 5. He has bonds on those, which he's made, but he can't make this $5,000.
Okay, so he's made the bond on the 2 possession of marijuanas, right?
Correct, Judge. Now I don't know if they have if the sureties have filed any verifications of incarceration on these, which would would keep him there. So I don't know if the state would be willing to consider PR bonds on all 3 cases.
Okay, Mr. Lozano?
Your Honor, the state can agree to a $2,000 PR bond for each of the cases.
Okay. And what I'll do is I'll do a $2,000 PR bond on each of the cases. And then how far out do you want? He needs, when you get him out, have him sign those waiver of arraignments, because he's pending arraignments on all those.
Yes, Judge. And Mr. Lozano did send me a recommendation yesterday. I wasn't able to get over to county to discuss it with him, but I wanted to put this on the table. Would the state be willing to consider some sort or a time served recommendation? He does have 16 days on the resisting.
Not at this time. At this time, we're offering deferred adjudication on the resisting arrest and dismissals on both POMs.
Yeah, I got that. Adrian, I hate to take up the court's time, but can I give you my phone number, Adrian, real quick, so you can give me a call and we can discuss this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Area code 512-736-9099.
Got it.
Excused.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day to both of you and your staff.
Thank you. You too. Okay, Mr. Alvarez, Attorney Juan Alvarez. Juan Alvarez. Mr. Alvarez, stop arguing with Mona. All right. Mr. Alvarez.
You look calm, girl.
I said, stop arguing with Mona. Oh, there he goes. All right. Who else do you have there? Ms. Gutierrez is here to make an announcement and a plea, correct?
Correct, Your Honor. I do have 2 cases to make announcements on and 1 plea.
All right, your first case?
Okay, so my first case is number 2, Julio Cesar Barrientos.
All right, CR 22-03-984-I. Okay, and is Mr. Barrientos English speaking or Spanish speaking?
Your Honor, I believe he's English speaking, but I could be wrong because I did check for an immigration hold, which doesn't have.
Spanish speaker, Judge.
Okay, and so what is the announcement, Counselor?
Your Honor, when I was appointed on this case, which is just recently, April the 18th, I received an indication that he was arrested on 3 charges, 3 misdemeanor charges, assault causing bodily injury, assault causing bodily injury family member ×2. And so there's only been 1 case, and I guess my question is, are the other 2 pending? Have they been rejected by the DA's office?
Okay, Mr. Lozano, do you have a status on that?
Your Honor, it actually got upgraded to a felony 3, continuous violence against family.
Okay, so is that at intake?
Yes, Your Honor, it's at intake at this time.
Does that mean that we'll have 1 felony and 1 misdemeanor only, or is there another misdemeanor or 2 felonies?
No, that's correct. It'll be 1 misdemeanor and 1 felony.
Your Honor, and on that note, this misdemeanor that's before the court today would be the only misdemeanor. And I would like to at least touch on the issue of a bond. However, I haven't filed anything. So if the state is opposed, and I can just file something and deal with it at the next setting.
Okay, well, he has a $3,000 cash surety bond on this right now. So you're wanting for us for me to consider a reduction of that?
Yes, Your Honor, because in total, he has an $11,000 bond. And that includes the other misdemeanors. So I guess I need to figure out what's going to happen with that. Does that go away? Does that bond amount go away? And if that's the case, then we're looking at 5, 6, and 8,000 total. But yes, the way that it stands right now, his family will not be able to make it.
Okay, well, as to the bond on this offense, I'm not going to reduce it at this time. It's going to stay at a $3,000 cash surety bond. However, he is pending arraignment. So Ms. Castaneda, please ask him to raise his right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Tell him he needs to wait until you translate.
Necesita esperar hasta que yo termine de traducir. Jura que el testimonio que está a punto de dar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, you may lower your hand.
Puede bajar su mano.
In CR 22-03984-I, the state of Texas versus Julio Cesar Barrientos. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
En el estado de...
Okay, Mr. Barrientos, either you're going to speak English or Spanish. If you want Spanish, then you need to wait for the translation to occur. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Castañeda.
En el estado de Texas contra Julio César Barrientos, ¿ese es su nombre correcto y verdadero?
Sí.
Yes.
You're being charged with assault causing bodily injury and Class A misdemeanor.
Está usted frente a la corte por un asalto causando lesiones corporales, una ofensa menor clase A.
Sí.
Yes.
This carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offense of which you are charged?
Una ofensa menor clase A tiene una multa potencial de hasta 1 año en la cárcel del condado de Hidalgo y una multa de hasta $4,000 por convicción. ¿Entiende usted el rango de castigo que puede recibir por el delito que está acusado?
Sí.
Yes.
Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
¿Alguna corte lo ha declarado mentalmente incompetente, loco o demente?
No.
No.
Counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
Yes, Your Honor, I find Mr. Barrientos competent attend. And if I may, we have reviewed the complaint, and at this time, he waives the reading of the complaint in his presence and enters a plea of not guilty and requests
Okay.
pretrial.
Okay, the court is is finding that Mr. Barrientos is competent, accepting his plea of not guilty. And let's see. How much time do you need?
Your Honor, since there is a felony pending, I would ask for 30 days at this point.
Okay, let's come back on June the 7th at 1:30.
Very well, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Barrientos is excused. Okay, your next case.
Your Honor, my next case is number 23 on the docket, Raquel Smith, and she is on Zoom.
Okay, CR 19-08-040-I, State of Texas versus Raquel Smith. Ms. Smith, okay, just make sure that you're safe there, Ms. Smith, okay? Go ahead, Ms. Gutierrez.
Yes, Your Honor. And on this case, we are expected to submit a pretrial diversion packet. However, Ms. Smith is living in Georgia, and so the drug test has to be taken there. And so that's just delayed this by a bit, and we're asking for additional time, possibly 2 weeks to 30 days.
Okay, Mr. Lozano,
Your
how
Honor,
do we do those out-of-town UAs? Like, because it shouldn't be taking this long.
Your Honor, I would need proof of residency, or proof of residency, and then we could go ahead and approve the UA in Georgia.
Your Honor,
go ahead.
For the court information, we have provided proof of residency, and we have been given the instructions on the drug test. She needs to find a facility that will test both organic and inorganic materials.
Okay, that shouldn't take that long. And I need for her to do that test within the next week. So she needs to find it. So we'll go ahead and do a quick status to see if she's ready for placement on the 17th at 1:30. May 17th at 1:30.
Very well, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Ms.
Thank you for
Smith,
that.
you're excused. Just make sure you stay in touch with your attorney.
Okay.
Okay, and then Mr. Santillan is ready for a plea, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. That's my final case.
Okay, let me see. Let me just see what Mr. Alvarez has, and then I'll go ahead and take him up. Mr. Alvarez, what case do you have, sir?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, Carlos Sustaita. Carlos
Yes, Your Honor.
Sustaita. Mr. Sustaita is not present.
Oh.
So I know, Mr. Lozano, on CR 21-08930-I, that one was dismissed.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay, and what about the other one, the driving while intoxicated, blood alcohol level of greater than 0.15?
Your Honor, the state's not going to dismiss that case. It's our understanding that he's already been taken up to TDC. However, we could still do a plea in absentia. Mr. Alvarez has the paperwork, and we'll just be waiting for him.
He's already been transported to TDC?
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, we can do a plea in absentia, or they do a bench warrant by into the DA's office. But in absentia, Your Honor, we're gonna have to. I'll get the documents over there, but we need to coordinate it with TDC. He goes to a transfer facility first. I don't know how long he's gonna be there, and there's a notary that can notarize the documents. It won't be quick.
Okay, well, I'll give you an opportunity to do that. So
Okay.
then we'll come back on, you think by June the 7th?
I can have Mona inquire. She's right here next to me. So we can get it
So,
done.
yeah, we need to do, because this one's been pending for a while.
WI and unlock the stream. I thought you already signed.
So we'll do that on June the 7th at 1:30.
Your Honor, well, yeah. He's already signed, but yeah, he does have to plead in absentia. Yeah. Okay, Your Honor. I'll coordinate it, Judge. My
Okay,
apologies.
all right, June 7th at 1:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, so Deputy, who do you have left? Mr. Ramos Perez?
Yes, Judge, and I have Jose Alvarez.
Jose Alvarez.
Number 1, Judge.
Oh, okay. For our court, I believe that case was dismissed. Is that correct, Mr. Lozano?
Your Honor, what case was that?
Number 1?
Yes, Your Honor, number 1 has been dismissed.
Okay, so for us, Mr. Alvarez's case in here has been dismissed, so he is excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and as far as Mr. Ramos Perez is concerned, the attorney said she was going to make an appearance, so if you can just have him there. We're already at the end of the docket, so we'll see if she shows up. If somebody can contact her, if she's gonna urge her motion to withdraw, or what is it that she wants to do? Okay, Mr. Santillan, can you hear me? Oh, he was on. We lost him, Ms. Gutierrez.
Okay, if the court will give me a minute, let me call him.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. Allowed to call your client, and we're gonna call the other attorney. Okay, Mr. Santillan is trying to connect. He was unable to connect to audio, so he's trying again. There we go. Mr. Santillan, please put your camera on.
Yes, ma'am. The video doesn't work right now, ma'am. It says on the settings I have to change the privacy or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just need to confirm that it's you, Ms. Gutierrez. Is that your client?
Yes, that's his voice.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure there's a
And
big picture of that.
Okay, sir, please raise your right hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Do
Solemnly
you swear
swear.
that swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right, lower your hand. In CR 20047458-I, State of Texas versus Angel Guadalupe Santillan, Santillan, is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're before the court charged with possession of marijuana of less than 2 ounces of Class B misdemeanor. The range
Yes.
of punishment for a Class B misdemeanor, it's a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you have a right to an attorney and the right to a trial by jury. You can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with the court. Did you have an opportunity to review that document with your attorney before signing it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand when you signed that document that you were waiving your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then the court will accept your waiver of trial by jury. Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, Your Honor.
Counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Santillan is competent and he has helped me in his defense.
Then the court will make a finding that he is competent, able to assist his attorney in his own defense. Sir, do you understand that if the punishment I assess does not exceed what's recommended by the state, you'll need this court's permission to file an appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you further understand that I do not have to accept the state's recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
In CR 200475-I, the state of Texas versus Angel Guadalupe Santillan, to the offense of possession of marijuana of less than 2 ounces, a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Sir, and are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
No, that's what the lawyer said. I have to plead guilty.
Okay, no, it's not what the lawyer said. She probably explained to you what it was, but you would need to be pleading guilty freely and voluntarily. She's not going to force you to do it. I know Ms. Gutierrez too. And so it's up to you. If you want to plead guilty, plead guilty. If you're not going to plead guilty, trust me, Ms. Gutierrez has no problem fighting anything in court. I know from experience.
Yes, I'm voluntarily that I'm guilty for the less than 2 ounces. That wasn't even less than an ounce, actually.
Okay, so then are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then the court will accept your plea as being freely and voluntarily given, so I will call for state's evidence at this time.
Your Honor, state offers plea documents and offense reports as State's Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as State's Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 3914 disclosures as State's Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment as State's Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue or jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate that the documents that have been e-filed are sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty. Any
objections, Counselor?
No objections, Your Honor, to the exhibits, and so stipulated to venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, as well as a stipulation that the documents that have been filed corroborate a guilty plea on this case.
There being no objection from defense counsel as to the exhibits are hereby admitted and approved. NCR 204758-I, State of Texas versus Angel Guadalupe Santillan. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 180 days Hidalgo County Jail, probate for 1 year, a drug education class, 20 community service hours. Your Honor, in exchange for this plea, the state will be dismissing CR 21-02668-I, possession of controlled substance penalty group 3, and the felony CR 324321F.
Okay, any questions or requests on behalf of your client, Ms. Gutierrez?
Your Honor, we're just simply asking the court to approve the state's recommendation, and also just like to note that Mr. Santillan is living in North Carolina now, and he did have some questions about how probation would work, and I informed him that he will be meeting or speaking with someone, and they would be able to answer all his questions.
Okay, Mr. Santillan, are you currently working 40 or more hours a week?
35 hours. Yes, ma'am. Not more than 40 hours, but 40 hours exact. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then the court will waive your 20 CSR hours since you're working full time. I'll give you 90 days to pay the fine, 90 days to pay the court costs. I'll waive condition 7 so that you can travel outside of the county for work. I'll allow you to either report by phone or mail, whichever it is that probation wishes to allow you to do. And what is a phone number for you?
74. No, I'm sorry. 956 756 5526.
Okay, you'll receive a call from probation either later today or at their earliest convenience, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else, Ms. Gutierrez?
Nothing else this afternoon, Your Honor. May I be, Mr. Santillan and myself be excused from this honorable court?
Yes, ma'am. You're both excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have a good day. Okay, I have CR 21-10124-I, Mauricio Ramos Perez. Deputy, if you can bring up Mauricio Ramos Perez, please. Okay, English speaking or Spanish speaking?
Español, Spanish.
Okay, somebody from Ms. Ramirez's law firm? Okay, Ms. Ramirez, will you be urging your motion to withdraw?
No, Judge, now that we found my client, I believe we'll just keep him now that we know that he's at the jail.
Okay. Mr. Lozano, how long are you showing he's going to be there? What else is he being held on?
He does have a felony pending. It's an accident involving injury.
Okay. All right. Then she's not going to pursue her motion to withdraw. And so then I'll give you an opportunity to go visit him in the jail, and we'll set him for status on June the 7th at 1:30.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Deputy, that's all we have.
He's asking what happened.
Oh, let him know, Ms. Castañeda, can you please let him know that he has a felony that's pending and he has a high bond on that. So we're gonna have him go ahead and come back on June the 7th at 1:30, and someone from Ms. Ramirez's firm will visit him into jail.
Señor Pérez, tiene una felonía usted todavía pendiente. Su próxima corte es el día 7 de junio a la 1:30 de la tarde, y alguien de la oficina de su abogado se va a contactar con usted.
Está bien. Sí.
Okay. All right, Deputy. Well, thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.